All right, welcome everyone to the terrace. Or I guess we're not in the terrace. We're outside. Welcome to the Trojan Tundra tonight as a battle of two teams that are doing extremely well in 1A this year. As the number 6 Triton Trojans welcome in the number 1 team in 1A, the North Judson St. Pierre Blue Jays. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me here tonight is the coach Braden Cunningham, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Lambert. They're here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network. Braden, we watched these two teams. We watched on film. We talked a lot. I mean, when you see this game the last couple of years, it's either a blowout or it's close or it kind of pulls away. You talk about two physical teams that are going to have a lot of their work cut out for them because obviously the pass ain't going to be there tonight.
Yeah, it's too windy to be thrown around the football effectively, so the run game is going to be a big thing tonight. Luckily, both these teams do a great job of that, so we're going to see a dogfight tonight.
And you look at two teams as far as averaging a lot of points. I mean, Judson averaging about just over 50 points a game as far as putting up this season. I mean, with wins against Knox, LaVille, South Central, North Miami, and Culver, a very tough front end of that schedule for this group here. So the North Judson's played some pretty good teams. Triton on the backside of that, they're with being 4-1, averaging 30, but these two teams allowing less than 10 points per game on defense.
Yeah, and that's the thing we've seen in watching film from both of them is their defensive game has been extremely well. It's even like having the other team have the ball for a very long time from Triton games in the past, we've been able to stop them and get our offense back on the field and just not allow any points, like you said. And
for these two teams, a lot of things you have to like. Okay, you flip it on the side. Let's talk about North Judson there just for a little bit. Brock Benson obviously going to be the man in the backfield. He's going to run. This guy he's like your Mike All-Star kind of fullback. He's going to fall down. He's going to get 5 yards just by looking at the line of scrimmage. This kid here is very good on running that football, but yet they can do a lot of things out of that offense that they run because they're allowed to spread it out and run some stuff to the outside.
Yeah, the triple option that they run is very deadly in the way that they run it because, yeah, they have the Brock Benson threat that you have to respect all night, and he's one of the hardest people to take down from personal experience, and I played him when he was only a sophomore, so as he's gotten bigger and stronger, I can imagine it's only harder.
You know, for him with 522 yards rushing on 60 carries, the kid averages about just under 9 yards a carry. He's tough. He drags guys with you, but if you're Triton and you're a linebacker tonight or a safety, you really need to keep an eye on those two guys that have a lot of speed there on the outside.
Exactly, yeah. You need to be keen and, yeah, not only respect him, but especially Wilcox in the running back, and as he's done a very good job averaging quite a bit himself, and he has that breakaway speed where if we're not doing our gang tackling and reading our assignments, it could be an ugly night.
And then you flip side, Triton, a lot of things, for them, injuries have been kind of a battle this year with some key players having some injuries. But, yeah, this is a group where you talk about the next man up. We see guys that are really starting to step into some pretty big roles.
Exactly, and, yeah, like especially from Zach Rensberger, the man that when we lost Brady Shue, he stepped up and done a great job in carrying out his role on the team. Yeah, that next up mentality where everybody knows their assignments and they're ready to step in at any point.
And for me, watching this group here tonight for what Triton needs to do, I want to see a team come out. The penalties obviously are going to be a big thing tonight. This is a game that you are feeling postseason-like feels to it. I mean, you have two teams that are extremely good. This is what you're going to face the further you go if you're able to keep advancing in sectional play. Tonight, need to sustain the drives. I mean, third down, Triton's got to be really good on third down this week. Try to get that first down carry. Need to try to move that ball and try to get that momentum going on that set of downs.
I completely agree. And for Triton tonight, this needs to be our best game of the year. And we need to play as clean as we did in LaVille that first game we started out. And that'll really be the big difference because if we play clean, it'll be a close dogfight all night. But if we play sloppy like some of the games we've played in the past, it could not go our way.
In that LaVille game, you had 2 penalties for 30 yards. You had the team on the year 35 penalties just over 330 yards. That's a lot of yards to give up. But, yeah, this is a group that if they clean those things up, they start to – like a team that averages 13 first downs a game. I mean, you see a team the last few weeks, 15 against LaVille, 17 against Culver and South Central, 15 last week. That you're moving the ball. You're moving things in plus terror. You're moving the ball extremely well. Just continue to move it. Don't worry about that home run theft because tonight your clock's your best friend. You want to sustain drives. This is where you need to. You want to keep that Judson offense off the field.
Exactly. Getting these first downs is going to be the huge part on both sides of the ball. And for Triton, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot and set ourselves back into back territory and leave us in like first or second and 15 because that's where North Judson will get that momentum and start to strike. Or on the defensive side, we have to make sure we're not jumping off, giving them free first downs, giving anything. We got to make sure we're getting them 3 and out and just earning everything, not giving them anything.
Our weather forecast for tonight's game is brought to you by Triton student-athlete Liam Watkins. At the beginning of the game, it will be about 70 degrees and overcast. There will be a chance of spotty rain showers and strong winds. That was all in bold, with gusts up to being 30 mile an hour. Closer to halftime, it'll be about 69 degrees. It's going to cool off a little bit. Chance of rain is going to continue to linger, and strong winds are going to be present the entire night. Around the end of the game, you're looking about 67 degrees with strong winds continuing and a possibility of rain slowly decreasing. This report for tonight's game brought to you by Triton student athlete Liam Watkins. You can check out his weather reports on social media at First Warn Weather. So we'll take a break as the Triton Junior cheerleaders are going to take the field for some pregame festivities for you. We'll have all the other festivities, national anthem, and after that we'll be back for the coin toss right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
Community and encourage the O'Hara family and their brave fifth grader, Danny O'Hara, from our Triton Elementary. Danny underwent brain surgery last spring and continues to face medical expenses. We would love your help in easing that burden. You can support the O'Haras by purchasing raffle tickets for an incredible prize basket generously donated by local businesses. Tickets are $10 each, or you can grab 5 for $40. The winner will be announced at the Triton Junior Miss event on Saturday, October 5th. You do not need to be present to win. Even if you are unable to donate, please stop by the ticket table that is to the west of the pavilion and sign a photo map for Danny in her favorite color, purple. Let's show her as much care and love as we can. Thank you for supporting our community, and we love you, O'Haras. Welcome to Bergen, Indiana, and the home of the Triton Trojans. On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of the Triton Junior Senior High School, we welcome North Judson as our guest at tonight's contest. Triton Junior Senior High School and North Judson are playing this event through an agreement entered into by both schools. As members of the IHSAA, both schools have agreed to abide by the bylaws of the IHSAA to ensure the highest possible standards of conduct during this event today. Now, if you'll please stand, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as our Trojan singers will lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Trojan Singer. Let's get ready for some football. The officials: Danny Holloway, Larry Babcock, Matthew Holloway, Tyler Richards, and William Tillman. We ask that all fans and players demonstrate an attitude of good sportsmanship throughout today's contest, no matter what.
All right, now we get ready to get the coin toss underway. Braden, a lot of things to keep an eye on tonight. Like I said, we talked about in the pregame there, a lot of things to keep an eye for if you're Triton or North Judson tonight. Got to run that football, and you got to be good in the trenches.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle up on the line, both sides of the ball, and then, yeah, it's going to be whoever's going to run the ball better because it is way too windy. Everybody's blowing around down there.
And it comes down for me, like I talk a lot about the conversion rates and where you're at with third down. Triton's defense has been really good against teams on third down, even going back to that Bremen game where they only allowed 3 of 12. And you look at last week, didn't allow a single third down conversion against Winamac in that ball game where, and also held them scoreless. This is a team that's capable of slowing this Judson team down on offense, but both defenses are going to come up big because there's 2 very potent rushing attacks.
Exactly, yeah. Both teams have been very successful in moving the chains, and then it's going to be a battle of, getting your defense off the field, getting your offense back on the field for both sides of the football.
And you like the two minds you have on either side with Coach Whittaker in his second year, and then you have Coach Lambert in his 6th season, 51 wins, took his team all the way to semi-state last year. They ultimately fell to Adams Central. This is a North Judson team that is loaded, and when I say loaded, you only really lost one player from last year, just a couple players from last year. They pretty much returned their entire team last year.
Yeah.
from last year.
Yeah, most of them weren't seniors, and yeah, most of their star players that you hear a lot of, yeah, they were underclassmen or juniors, and yeah, now they're seniors and lower, and yeah, they have a very good team, and that team knows what it's like to go that far into the season, so they know what a winning mentality should be, and they know what a good program looks like and how to get those wins. And same thing here from Triton. I mean, yeah, we're a younger team as well, but we have a lot of good skill players, a lot of good linemen that we've just been working up along the way. Both teams very strong in the weight room, as we've seen, and they're going to be moving each other around tonight. We're going to see some good football.
And what you're in another position I'm going to see for both teams as far as, if you want to look at Triton's way, if North Judson gets on a run, if you're on North Judson's side, to me, the guys on the sideline are going to be crucial tonight because when those guys come off, because, 1A football, you see a lot of Ironman football. There's really no breaks. But if you're on this sideline with your JV or a freshman, whatever it is, be in those guys' ear and encourage them as they come off that floor because tonight we're about to do battle with two teams that want to punch each other in the mouth and continue to do so the entire night.
Exactly, yeah. This is the biggest battle. Yeah, we talk about Bremen being the rivalry. I say this is the rivalry, and this is where we get at, and you have that extra niche on your shoulder. You're trying to attack them and hit each other hard. And, yeah, that mentality of keeping your upperclassmen into the game as that dogfight happens and as tensions can get high, you're making sure to keep them riled up and safe about it on the sideline.
And you look at the flip side. Last year, when Triton won that game here in the regular season a season ago, and then the two met in the sectional championship where they flipped the script. North Judson was the team that blew the other side out. For as a football fan with these two teams, whether it's which side you're cheering for tonight or not, I want to see a knockout, drag-out game where I want to see it come down to those final few possessions. I want to see two teams try to move the ball. I want to see a lot of drama here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see a nice, close football game. It's been a while. We've had some bigger score deficits from Triton in the past couple games. I want to see a close one here tonight and go down to the wire, and I think it can be very well do so.
Because really and truly, for these two teams, if you want to look at the two close games they had, Triton, it was with Bremen, and then with Laville to start the game, the season with those two games there, and then for the Blue Jays, that game against Knox was pretty close for the most part. But yeah, this is a team that really pulled away when they got their leg up. So this is a Judson team, has some home run hitters. Triton has some home run hitters, but I think you're going to see a lot of singles and moving the runner tonight, not a whole lot of swinging for the fences.
Yeah, we're going to have to take these little chunk plays and just earn them. Keep moving the chain slowly but surely, and yeah, no big shots, but it'll be a battle of the mentality and who's got that mental toughness here tonight.
And like I said, and it comes down to wrapping up. I mean, tonight we talked about that last night watching film. These Blue Jays, you cannot arm tackle. You have got to put a body on, hold the nail so the hammer can get there. Team tackling is one thing that I really did like when I really studied these two teams as far as you look at the assisted tackles. Triton with 174 to their credit, and then the Blue Jays 164. So these two teams like to gang tackle, and I think that's going to be a recipe for some good defensive football, which I like a lot because I'm a defensive guy. I like defense. But you're going to see a lot of team tackling tonight, which is going to be something really fun to watch.
I can agree with you, loving the defensive side of the football. And, yeah, assisted tackles are going to be huge tonight because here on the Triton side, we may not be quite as big, but we have a little bit more breakaway speed, which is where if you're trying to do those arm tackles, you're not going to be able to take them down. And then they're from North Judson Blue Jays. They've got that size and strength, so you're going to need multiple people to take everybody down, especially Brock Benson there at the running back position.
So Triton will kick to start off the ball game here as the Blue Jays take the field. As they go back to set their two returners, looks like McDaniel. It's Josiah McDaniel. Also to his side, I do believe, is going to be Harper. Or I can't quite tell until he turns.
I think it's Pracky.
That's going to be Pracky. Pracky is the other returner. And this is the North Judson team who, on special teams, is a pretty good solid unit when it comes to returning the football.
Yeah, we've seen them start out on good field position after their kickoffs many times between multiple teams, as we saw on film. They get their blocks on that front line and do a good job of using that speed and strength to just keep pushing down.
I believe Triton won the toss, so they wanted to pick the side to get the win in their advantage to hopefully score first.
So big moment there. I mean,
yep.
I think we got a good call. We'll see if it pays off. Dante Workman sends a kick, pushing it here to the near side. Pracky's going to let it take a bounce, and it's going to roll all the way for a touchback for the Blue Jays. For the Blue Jays on offense, the projected starters on the line, Caden Johnson, C.J. Sanchez, Cole Kozakar there at the center position with Harley Box and Tegan Hampton at the other two sides of that line. The two wide receivers in McGowan and Braden Staten. The two halfbacks in Grayson McDaniel and Cole Wilcox. The big man, the guy in the back with Brock Benson, and, of course, the quarterback, Josiah McDaniel. A lot of talent there for that Blue Jay team.
Absolutely. I like what Pradke did there on that kickoff. He was hoping for a good bounce, hoping it would go out of bounds and get them some extra yardage.
All right, so McDaniel's going to split to either side of him. Will be Benson and Wilcox. McDaniel's going to try the quarterback keeper, trying to follow his blockers through. He'll get a pretty good productive gain on first down, but the Triton defense did a good job sealing the gap.
Yeah, we got that crash down along the edge. As soon as you've set the edge and not let anybody outside you, crashing along that line of scrimmage and tackling from behind, that'll be huge tonight, helping them.
So appreciate everybody. We should be in for a good one. Two heavyweight it just feels like a heavyweight battle. You look at these two teams, Triton number 6, North Judson number 1. I mean, these two teams have had this game circled since last year's sectional championship.
Absolutely. This is the game, once the schedule got released in the order of play, I mean, this is the one I've been waiting for to call.
All right, Benson in the backfield, split backs on the either side of the line for McDaniel out of the shotgun. Wilcox going to go in motion, Benson up the right side, and Benson trying doing a nice job up front with no gain on the play. Yeah,
they stopped him very well, flying up and filling their gaps. I mean, this is a team where you have to set up your defensive scheme very, very efficiently, because that triple option can be very deadly the way they do their reads, and he can pull that out of that Benson's pocket and just take it for the run, and then he also has that pitch man to his side where our linebackers are going to be have to flown to the ball and really watching their keys.
So 3rd down and 5 as the Blue Jays get to play, get their offense set. Triton keying in from the middle linebacker position. We'll get their defensive starters here in just a little bit. Going to go to McDaniel. McDaniel's going to have the first down on the play on the carry, and a first down for the Blue Jays.
McDaniel on the carry.
He did a good job of just following his lead blockers. Those linemen quick firing off the ball downhill.
There's a little different. Oh, that's not the view we wanted. Well, you might be able to see.
All right,
Yep.
so again, a 7 on the play.
A good hole there to the left.
First down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. McDaniel now under center. Benson in the fullback position. Wilcox goes in motion. That's where he's going to go with on the right side line. And the Triton defense stands tall and doesn't let him get any breathing room, maybe about a half a yard on the play. Those Triton defensive starters along the line with Maddox Denny, Esai Lindler, and Vinny Prater. The two cornerbacks in Gage Riffle and Tanner Whithoyo. The 4 linebackers on the outside is Stetzel with Wayne Reichert, and the 2 guys in the middle with Colt Reynolds and Jaden Overmeyer. The 2 safeties up top, Ben McFarland and Dynamite Dante Workman. And right now, Triton, okay, you're seeing that you can contain. That's going to be the biggest thing, is contain that rushing attack. But I like that North Judson's trying to attack that middle and try to fill out this Triton defense.
Yeah, they're trying to get a hang of all of it, and defense is getting a hang of it as well very quickly.
I formation now is going to go outside to Wilcox. Triton had a beat on him for a minute, but Wilcox gets free, but Triton does a nice job on the outside, really sealing that edge and keeping it to a minimal gain.
Yeah, we had that beat. Almost could have gotten a tackle for loss, but we just got to make sure we're breaking down those arm tackles like we talked about pregame are not going to work here tonight. And you got to make sure you're stopping your feet down, chopping them, getting nice and low on every person there on the Blue Jays offense.
Spoken like a true defensive player there, Coach.
Tried it out and try to teach it to my youngsters every day. We've missed too many tackles here in some games trying to do arm tackles or those big hit sticks.
So the Blue Jays converted their last 3rd down attempt, this time 3rd and 7 from their own 35. McDaniel's going to work out of the shotgun with Benson on his left hip. Going to send McDaniel in motion. But this time, McDaniel going to keep a good disguise there. Open field tackle by Riffle. It's going to be close. He might have a first down. The far official marks him free, and I think they've moved the chains. And what a play there by the Blue Jays, converting on their last 2 3rd down attempts.
Yeah, here on that replay, we'll see why this triple option works. He just holds it in there for as long as he can and then takes it out. Gets a little lucky there. He's holding it a little loose, not high and tight. So if we're Triton defense, we're trying to attack that and punch that ball loose.
But a great open field tackle by Gage Riffle. Got his body in there, took the legs out, and tried to slow down the run. It was a good play by Gage Riffle to prevent a really big play.
That's exactly what we were trying to teach your son Jackson there last night.
That's what we were teaching him. Exactly. Can never start him too early. Wilcox goes in motion on the outside. He'll get the pitch to the outside. He has some blockers up front. And Jaden Overmeyer, and I do believe also in there on the tackle, I believe Colt Reynolds out there as well.
There's another shot from the backside there with the run across.
That wingback does a good job of sealing Connor Stetzel out there. And he sort of gets to the outside, but the way this Triton speed has, we all flow to the football very quickly, and he's not able to get that breakaway along the sideline.
And Gage Riffle continues to climb in the tackles department. You talk about that team tackling. He's doing a nice job here on this opening drive on defense. He's going to cover McGowan out here to the near side. McDaniel going to send Wilcox back in motion. Going to go to big man Benson up the middle, and Brock Benson rumbles forward. Oh, it's a live ball. The Blue Jays might have fell on top of it. No excitement from the boys wearing their blue jerseys tonight. Of course, trying in their home blue jerseys, blue tops, blue trousers with white piping down the side, or the yellow gold piping down the side. The Blue Jays in their blue pants, gold piping, and white jerseys with their gold helmets.
Yeah, it looked like his elbow hit the ground, popped that out. So
of course, your uniform sponsor, Bourbon Mini Storage, for your uniform.
Yep, for your off-season uniform storage. And hey, this wind's kind of blowing those yard ornaments around, so time to get those inside.
There you go. Right up to Grayson McDaniel, and Benson again continues to fall forward.
I think that was Josiah.
Was it Josiah?
See, that triple option, it's tricky every time. You can think it's Benson.
I don't have drone footage to see up at the top and see the numbers.
Yeah, we'd burn up a lot of battery tonight keeping it.
Oh, yeah. Just trying to keep it from flying into the next county.
The only reason I caught it was, he was holding it out loose, almost like a Lamar Jackson-esque type of run, which can be risky at this level, especially as windy as it is. A little chilly, hard to hold on to it.
Listen, Grayson McDaniel in motion. This time he's going to go to Benson. Benson's got the first down. On another nice carry from Brock Benson on the 4th first down of this drive for the Blue Jays. 2 on the last 3 carries.
Yeah, and here's the Triton defense. You're not letting him get these huge chunk plays, but we just got to hold him as we force him into these 2nd and 3rd downs. Try to get him off the field. It'll take a second to get used to that triple option, start seeing it, see where they're going, how hard they're hitting, start getting off our blocks, go make a play.
McDaniel out of the shotgun. Wilcox back in motion, working left across the backside of the line as Benson goes forward. And look at that. Continues to drive forward. That's why Brock Benson, to me, is one of the best guys you're going to see at that fullback position in the state of Indiana.
I completely agree. He looks like he's coming down, and he's got like 4 guys on him, but then he just keeps those feet moving, which is exactly what you teach at the running back position, because you never know when people can fall off, especially with that size. You just sort of shake off defenders and keep grinding out those extra yards.
Blue Jays driving here in Triton territory on their own on the Triton 29-yard line. McDaniel goes under center, I formation in the backfield. Grayson McDaniel works across the line, and this time they're going to go back to Wilcox, and Wilcox up the field. Going to be close to a first down, be down up about 3rd down and 1. 5-yard gain on the play.
I like what I'm seeing here from this Triton defense to have all the receivers and safeties just play way farther up into the box, because you know you're not going to be expecting a lot of passes here tonight. So you just got to give extra help there in the run game, especially up the middle.
As that flag is completely flown all the way straight and out from with the wind blowing from that north end zone. And the quarterback keeper for McDaniel, he's free with another North Judson first down. That makes 5 on the drive, and they are perfect 3 of 3 on 3rd down.
Yeah, they're going up the middle there. Just kind of kicked his feet. And
yeah, there's a couple plays you see they're just almost dying at the line or tackle for losses, but they're just managing to keep through. That's attributed to that offensive line sticking on their blocks, continuing to drive, creating those big holes for their running backs and quarterback. It's going to be a battle of the trenches here tonight. Defensive line has got to dig deep, close those gaps. We got to fill those holes as a linebacker.
McDaniel again under center. Wilcox in motion. The quarterback's going to keep it again. McDaniel sees something he likes, and he's going to run all the way in for a North Judson touchdown.
Yeah, the refs didn't believe where the ball was at, I believe.
Yeah,
he's got a touchdown.
Yeah, he's standing in the end zone.
He's waving the ball around. They didn't even realize.
Not sure what the call is here.
He's the one ref is pointing down.
Did they blow you? I didn't think he hit the ground.
See what we can see.
No flag
Maybe
on the
a
play.
knee or something. Try to look here. He pulls it away. He stays on his feet. Inches through.
No, he went all the way through.
I'm not sure what they saw there. They must have fallen for that triple option.
It's a questionable moment there, because it definitely was a touchdown from our end. Josiah McDaniel, I mean, he was a good hard run all the way through, breaking through those tackles.
Let me see if there's a different view.
Well, McDaniel was clean all the way through.
Confused what?
The other official been over there.
Maybe it was just like a legal procedure or some sort.
Oh,
There's
there's
flag.
no dirty laundry on the field. So a questionable call here. Okay. So the Blue Jays are going to go again. McDaniel back under center. They're going to give him 5 yards on the carry. Goes right back to Benson, and he'll be a nice short gain there, but he'll be just a yard shy of a first down. The only thing I could come up with, like you said, they lost that triple option there. I'm trying to see what the officials see or trying to explain. They might have thought Benson had the ball, but McDaniel was clearly in the end. So
Yes.
it's down there. I mean, hey, those guys are down there. That's their job to sort out. I'm not real sure what happened down there.
It's easy to get caught up in that misdirection.
And this time McDaniel goes forward.
He's just pointing.
Another first down.
Slightly short.
So first down and goal to go, but the Blue Jays, 4 of 4. 6 first downs here on this drive.
They're doing a good job of moving those chains, attacking our middle early.
Yeah, they're part of it. Look at that clock.
Exactly. They have used almost 9 minutes of time here on this drive. Benson in the backfield, McDaniel. Under center, that's where he goes with it. And Triton's defense going to stand tall on the 1 yard line and not let Benson in.
So we got to dig deep here in this red zone.
Kenny, you said that, and I just looked down to make sure my counts are right. But yeah, the Blue Jays have held the ball now for 9 minutes here in this first quarter. Time possession, let me tell you, sustaining drives. The Blue Jays have been textbook, walking it methodically just down the field.
And they started all the way back from the touchback.
Yep. Now McDaniel's going to get stopped again. The Triton defense might stop him at the half-yard line.
McDaniel stopped short by the Trojans.
Triton defense standing tall.
Not getting a good view there to see how close he really is on the shots.
At the 1 yard line.
To see as best as we can up here. This is where you really got to dig deep. Huge third down. But I can imagine they take it to the 4th down as well, trying to get those points on the board.
All right, third down and a yard to go for a chance for the end zone, and I believe McDaniel's got a touchdown, North Judson.
Touchdown Blue Jays.
Yep, just
Quarterback keeper, it looks like.
push down and just right on in.
Yeah, just attacks right off his center and guard. It's tough to stop there at that 1 yard line.
North Judson will go for 2 here. They're usually pretty customary, but I do believe they can kick. There's a handful of looks, but yeah, 10-minute drive there. Just under 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 52 seconds.
Yeah, that time of
on that
possession
drive.
is huge.
That's impressive. I mean, I don't care who you are. That's impressive.
It is impressive. And, I mean, you can give a little bit of credit there to the Triton defense. I mean, we didn't let any big plays go there, so we were just letting them get those little chunk plays. They really did have to work for it, but it doesn't, in the end, kill the clock.
So the Blue Jays for the 2-point conversion. Daniel across the line. They're going to go to Wilcox. Wilcox going to get stopped there. They're going to say he didn't get it.
Yep.
I believe on the tackle there, Wayne Reichert lands and stops the PAT. Or I guess the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you can see him playing a little bit more inside there, knowing where it's going. Reads it perfectly and just right there on Wilcox makes a good tackle.
But like I said, go back to that Triton defense doing their jobs. Yes, they held the ball for 9 minutes and 52 seconds, but yet you didn't allow that big breakaway play. And for North Judson, holding their composure, didn't get the call they had there in the end zone where it looked like it should have been called a touchdown. However, they didn't get their call. They went back to work, and they found a way to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, they didn't hang their heads or just get upset about it. They just went right back to work, and they're like, okay, we'll just keep running our plays. They did get a little gain given to them off that, but, yeah, from our view, it looked a little bit different. But in the end, they were able to get it in.
Yeah, and that's what we would hear them talk. If you're this Triton front line, they're kicking into the wind. Don't rule out an onside kick here by the Blue Jays. They're going to be aggressive, and Coach Lambert's going to throw everything he can at you.
Yeah, I mean, every year prior, North Judson's known to just be an aggressive play-calling team, and they want to put as many points on the board as they can. So, yeah, with the win against them, they're going to probably be looking for an onside, like you said.
All right, he's got something.
Got some scared cats out there, do we?
Anthem. Mine are okay. Michelle let me know they're okay.
So the biggest thing here for the Trojans on their offensive side, they need to do the same thing. They need to march down there, but get that defense some rest. has been out there for that 10 minutes.
And, and you don't need to panic. Go on a 10-minute drive of your own. Just work the ball. You get the ball in the second half, but you need to be productive here on this drive.
Absolutely.
Blue Jays going to kick it. Line drive kick. Workman's going to take it around the 21-yard line. He's going to try to go upfield. Wilcox hangs on to him. What a play by Wilcox to bring him down from the 21 up to the 32-yard line. So 21, so 10 yards on the return if they mark.
32, 33.
So 12 yards?
Let's see where he actually puts
Maybe
33. He's almost keeps going to 34.
34, so
34.
up to 13 yards. All right. The Triton offense, of course, led by Ben McFarland out there in the quarterback position with Vinny Prater and Jay Overmeyer in the backfield along the line. Rensberger, Denny, Preston Brookins, Bradley, and Eastside Limler. Reichert, the tight end position. Dante Workman going to be playing the wingback, and Tanner Wood-Hoyle split out wide. They're going to go to Overmeyer. Triton hangs on. And this North Judson defense can be very stifling. A lot of size there along the line. You look at their starters with Sanchez, Kosakar, and Johnson along the defensive front. The linebackers in McGowan, Wilcox, Benson, and Grayson McDaniel. Logan Pradke and Ethan Hack, the two guys on the outside. And then the two safeties up high with Christensen and Josiah McDaniel.
Yeah, that front line, they have some size. And I believe we said the tallest one you'll see there is 6'6".
Colton Reynolds now going to check in out there at the other tight end position. An extra blocker. Going to send Dante Workman in motion. He's going to try to get inside. Here comes Wilcox with a tackle for loss.
Yeah, he come flying right through that line.
He shows it sort of late, but we just don't pick him up. We tried to help out on the double team with number 54, leaving him just free to come on through. That's the thing we have to be ready for and talking about. North Judson, they do play aggressive, especially at the linebacker position. They're looking to show about one of those linebackers is looking to blitz almost every time. Sometimes they'll even show both, whether or not they send both through. So we got to make sure we're communicating. They do the same thing even at the junior high level.
Wilcox with his 10th tackle for a loss on the season. Split backfield now for McFarland. 3rd down and a long 14. Going to go outside to Overmeyer, trying to see him pick up some yards. Overmeyer trying to find the corner. We got a flag on the play, and that might be a hold there on the Trojans. This could be coming back.
I think he was just kind of caught up on the side of his shoulder pad. Dante Workman with that block outside.
It's a hold on the Trojans.
See what you can see they're running this way.
Yeah, Dante comes down on this wing block, gets him. He's kind of just on his side.
Yep.
It was a good run by Jaden Overmeyer, but the flag negates the gain. That'll move it back to 3rd down and long from the parking lot. Oh, yes, not that far. The way they were going back further and further. So 3rd down and 17 with 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah.
This is where maybe with that window or back we can try to use it as a little bit of advantage. Try to throw a couple passes here and there.
McFarland now. Misdirection with Workman. He's going to try to find the edge, and he's going to get forward, but that North Judson defense stands tall, and that's going to do it about for the first quarter. The clock's going to stop there, so we'll get one more play yet. Do we have a penalty on? Oh, face mask on the Blue Jays.
Oh, yeah, I see the flag on the far side. I didn't even catch it at first.
So Triton will get a 1st down off that, I do believe. That's an automatic 1st down. Nope. So it stays 3rd down. So you only get 5 yards on the penalty.
I was always confused with that because sometimes there's the hands to the face and then there's the face mask.
Triton's going to let the time run out. So with 2 minutes and 8 seconds on this drive, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. Be back here for the second in just a bit.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Trojan Tundra. I want to thank our sponsors this year for football, for the football team, with Back 40 Sporting Clays and Banquet Hall, the Back 40 Catering, CMG Financial with Whitney Swanson, Deaton Clemens Funeral Home, Dynamic Fleet Services, Eyes by Emily, Fuller Cup, Reichert and Knepp, Remax with Anna Gelsinger, Right Way Auto, and The Hideaway. We appreciate all of them with your sponsorship of Triton football. You know, Braden, there's a lot of things to take from in that second quarter. You know, North Judson really flexing their muscles, showing why they're the number one team in 1A, marching the ball down the field, and really holding Triton there on this current drive.
Absolutely. We pinned them deep. Dante using his leg, got it into the end zone. Yeah, they had to drive it all the way down. But our defense did hold strong, not letting any big plays go, really making them work for it. And, yeah, they got a load of first downs, but that means we were just holding them, and they had to keep trotting those little chunk plays at a time, carrying everything out. But now here with Triton at third down, we got to try to get a conversion here and keep our offense on the field.
Oh, man. They didn't get a text message.
That's true.
So got to see Arlo tonight.
Oh, yes.
With a potential, I told him he's going to be my replacement. Of course, it's Q and Jen's little boy. Third down and long. Vinny Prater going to try to find some space, and he gets up for a decent gain, but it's still going to bring about 4th down and 9. So Triton does not convert third down.
I think I just felt a little drop on my hand.
Which I did look at the radar there a little bit ago. It was, let me double check it again. About at the green? Not quite.
Well, the wind's probably blowing it this far.
Yeah.
Just carrying.
So, and it's kind of coming out of the east, heading over this way. So 5 to 10 miles away.
Overmeyer to punt. Pradke back deep to return. Here comes Sanchez. Good high kick by Jaden Overmeyer. Put a boot into that one, young man, as it goes all the way back to the North Judson 25-yard line. What a kick by Jaden Overmeyer.
Exactly. I was a little worried, especially with the wind coming at us now, how it would go, hoping it wouldn't die in the air. But, yeah, he got that nice and high, plenty of hang time, and put the distance on it as well. Great punt to pin him deep again, help your defense out, leaving plenty of field behind your back, making sure that North Judson has to trot it all the way downfield again.
So right now, if you're the Triton defense, okay, say, hey, you know what, guys? We were able to contain. We didn't let them get those chunk plays. Let's try to get our hands there, see if we can knock a ball free and try to create some chaos and make this a little bit ugly here in this first half. Try to create some chaos to get some momentum on our side.
Exactly. Any extra possessions and keeping them from running the clock out will be a benefit to us, especially as they've held it a little loose here and there, and we've already had close to a fumble in the beginning.
1st and 10 for McDaniel. Quarterback's going to keep it working to the left side, and he'll get a decent gain there on first down, a few yards on the carry.
You see Vinny get back in there and almost bring him down back behind. Just can't quite hold on.
And that's the deal here tonight. You don't need to be the hammer. Just got to hold the nail for the hammer to get there. That's the key to the tackling here tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, he slowed him down just enough for everybody else to go catch him, allowing only a couple yards. And I imagine here as he gets used to fighting off those blocks, him and Isai and Maddox will be able to get back there and eventually get those tackles for loss, help us out, pin him deep.
This camera's getting wet.
Yep, like I say, I can start seeing it on the windshield.
We may be down to audio only here in a little bit.
McDaniel, the I formation. Going to go outside to Wilcox. Wilcox trying to fight his way through. Wilcox still on his feet, and he will fight for a good gain on second down. Brings up 3rd down and short.
Saw Connor Stetzel there on the outside, just kind of gets caved in a little last second, not able to get to it. As they do that little cutback, as they see the gap, I mean, they do a good job with their vision of cutting back in, just like we do on the Triton offense.
Yeah, your shot there, the light had the rain starting to come through.
That was an accidental shot, but it worked.
Yeah.
We're going to have to somehow move the camera inside.
Yep.
Well, we should be able to maybe make it work with through the window if you have to, potentially. McDaniel goes in motion. Looks like he went to Benson. So I'll pick up the first down. Riker with the tackle. And the Blue Jays now with 7 first downs, 6 for 6 in the first half on 3rd down.
Wow, I mean, that's efficient, and that's why they get that number 1.
And that 5 for 5 on that last drive really helping them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to start taking them out and don't let them run this clock all the way down.
And Dante Workman keeping Colton Reynolds fired up because, yeah, this defense wants to create those turnovers. I mean, it becomes a frustrating thing, but leadership out there is going to be huge here, especially on this drive for Triton. McDaniel in motion. Going to go to Wilcox. Look at east side. Limler wraps him up. and brings down Wilcox. What a tackle by Esai. Pushes him back. A tackle for loss for Esai, who on the year leads the team with 5, now 6 on the year. Tackles for loss.
He's done a great job of that. And then you saw Jaden Overmeyer there at the end just come and help Wilcox up. Good sportsmanship. I mean, yeah, it's a rivalry game, and it's probably one of the most important of the year, but not letting the sportsmanship step aside. That's what I like to see.
So with the Blue Jays with the wind to their back. Daniel in motion, but they're going to play action fake. Yep. There it is. Has Wilcox by himself. Ben McFarland can't track him down, and Wilcox is going to go all the way for a North Judson touchdown. 64 yards. No way more than that.
Yeah, here on this replay, we have everybody stacked up in the box to help out on this run. Catches him off guard. Read it late because, I mean, we've just had the run. Don't expect the pass, but they've got the wind to their back now, so they're using that as their resource. Catch Triton defense off guard. Ben McFarland a little late to react.
Big play for the Blue Jays. Go for 2 to try to put them up. Extend their lead by 14 is on the attempt here.
These are these big plays we got to stop. These 2-point conversions that they attempt.
Did it last time. Loaded up, going to go to McDaniel, and he's going to walk in and converts the 2-point conversion. And now the Blue Jays lead 14-0 on a big 64-yard connection from McDaniel to Wilcox, who just broke free on that one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were all loaded up in the box, so we were just caught off guard, not ready for it, back on our heels. We're so aggressive trying to stop that run game, which is what makes this North Judson offense so lethal, is because they have all these threats that you have to just expect and almost kind of take an extra step to cheat towards it, but then that leaves you susceptible in other parts of their game.
And that was McDaniel's longest passing play of the year now, with 64 yards. It was previously 39. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the year. And for Wilcox, that is his 2nd touchdown, beating his current 34-yard longest play of the game. So Ryan's going to try a umbrella. So bear with us here. We're going to try to keep the camera live. So we got all them students. He needs to utilize them.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be so bad if the wind wasn't blowing right in our face through the end of the window. So
may have to get one of those students to hold on to that, Orion.
He's got it.
Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, got her wedged in there.
Oh, they don't call him the Hall of Famer for nothing. So trying back to return the win to the back of Pradke. That a line drive kick, and if he gets a little more of a boot, could potentially pin Triton deep here on this kick. And sends a line drive kick. Workman's going to lose it between his legs inside the 15, about the 13s where he'll take off. Stop and goes, nearly slips, and he gets back to his feet. By that time, the Blue Jay defenders get there. What a play by North Judson on that one.
That's going to be another thing as these conditions get a little bit worse. I mean, we've already got the wind against us, and now we've got the rain. It's going to be a slippery dogfight out there. Might turn into a bit of a mud bowl like we talked about. Usually we see with Winamac in the late season.
Yep. See what Triton can do here. Down 2 scores. Got to find a way to get that ball to move. But North Judson doing a nice job on defense on all phases, doing a real good job here in this first half.
Yeah, we haven't been able to pick up a first down yet, and we got to get those chains moving like you said. Start getting our little chunk plays at a time. Not be overly aggressive, just take what we can get. Then eventually the big plays will fall into place.
Overmeyer in motion. That's where we're going to go with it. Overmeyer trying to bounce it outside, kicks it back in. Look at Jaden Overmeyer. Drives his shoulder on a pretty good gain there on first down.
Maybe 8 yards?
8.
Guessing about where he stepped out over there.
About 8. So 2nd down and 2.
Looks like they gave him about 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think they gave him 8.
Yeah, it looked like he was stopping at first, but then they gave him a little extra. That'll be a big thing. If we can get to that outside and use our speed against them, it could be a game changer with these outside sweeps.
2nd down and 2 now. Going to send Workman in motion. He's going to get on the sweep play to the near side. Workman trying to find his way through, and I believe the Blue Jays might be getting a flag on the play. And I
think we might not have another holding from what I saw.
At least where they call it. And it's going to be a hold on the Trojans.
See if we can see
I think it was Jaden Overmeyer.
on that sweep around who's
Yeah, he gets out and pushes him on the side.
somewhat. Yep.
A little bit of a high tackle we see. But, yeah, number 9 does a good job of selling that. Get the ref to see it. That's what you got to do. If you're getting held or anything, will your hands up in the face so the refs can look over, throw that flag your way.
Don't need to do that window open.
I got the heater.
You got the heater. I'm donning the announcer sweatshirt tonight.
See, I don't know how you're in that. I'm hot.
I actually feel pretty comfortable right now.
He's used to that heat from after last weekend.
Oh yeah, it don't get hotter than it was at that football game. Let me tell you, I've been in haymouths that felt like air conditioning compared to that. McFarland back under center, going to send Overmeyer in motion, going to work it try to get to the outside, and North Judson seals the edge. As I believe out there on the tackle, I believe it was Wilcox or it was McDaniel in on the tackle.
They're doing a good job of pinning him deep. Yeah, sealing the edge. I mean, they know that we like to run to that outside because we have that speed advantage over them. So they're working extra hard to try to get it against it.
But doing a nice job trying to seal that edge.
Yeah.
That means you need to get those pull blocks out there, and you're going to have to be real strong. And then if you're that Triton runners, you've got to be patient and find your blocks and really hit those holes hard because if you get your shoulder drove just right, try to fall forward for some line to gain.
Exactly. When we've had some good blocks, we just got to make sure we're staying right in front of them.
And a flag on the play in the backfield, so probably coming back. 2 flags on the play.
Yeah, both of them came out about the same time.
Maybe the penalty's going to offset. Illegal shift.
Illegal shift on the Trojans. Penalty is declined, 4th down.
Maybe 2 people start to go in motion or some sort. Gotta bring up 4th down for us.
Overmeyer back to kick. That'll send Pradke back deep to return. Overmeyer had a nice boot the last time. Sanchez had some good pressure here on the near side. Trying to get a guy out there. Cummins now going to take his spot as an extra blocker on the end of the line. Overmeyer anticipates. It's time. You're going to kick on, but it's going to sidewind, and it's going to come to the near side right into that wind. That gust came up, that 30-mile-an-hour gust, pushes the ball back into his face, and the Blue Jays are going to have excellent starting field position.
And also, the camera don't catch a little bit there. That rain's starting to come down a little bit, so the ball could have been a little slick when he grabbed it to kick it too.
Yeah, it just kind of slips off the foot. But, yeah, of course, an unlucky gust of wind comes our way and plays to the North Judson Blue Jay advantage.
And a chance to. This is a group that you saw them throw the ball the last time out. This is a group that can move the ball. We're going to see what they do here on this 3rd drive for them of the first half. Inside the halfway, we're nearing the halfway point here of the second quarter. McDaniel, Benson on his right hip. Wilcox goes in motion. Goes to Benson. Benson's going to get picked up. I believe Colton Reynolds in on the tackle.
Yeah, whole myriad of
Prater as well.
Trojan defense. And that's what it takes to bring him down. And, yeah, if we thought we weren't going to see a lot of passes already, we probably won't at all now, slippery as it is in the wind.
Might have to go into your student interns that are up here, Chris, Caden, or Silas.
Go get Bailey over here.
I think it's fit.
Yeah, I can't.
Get Bailey over here. That sounds like
She's the newbie around.
She's the newbie. We need to.
He needs his little Chick-fil-A self-propelled tent deal.
There you go. Wilcox goes back in motion. That's where they're going to go with it on the play, and he has time, and he's going to take off for a Blue Jay touchdown.
Yeah, they're
18 yards away.
Kind of almost like that same play at the other end that the refs didn't see.
It's what we call almost like a half or sort of joker motion where they don't do their full all the way across to be like a pitch-man relationship, which is a good call here, especially as slippery as it is. You don't want to take those risks of fumbles with the pitch, so you do that sort of half motion and just send him right up the middle, and then you get a lead blocker with your other running backs. Opens up a lot of holes, makes it tough to stop.
2 play, 48 seconds on the drive for the Blue Jays as McDaniel and company going to go for 2. Converted the last time out. McDaniel, who converted it last time, is not going to quite get there in time. Triton's going to stop. The 2-point conversion fails, and the Blue Jays now lead 20-0. So right now you're Triton. Things are not going your way. The wind's blowing in your face. Terrible conditions. I mean, this Blue Jay defense playing really stifling. If you're Coach Whittaker, what are you saying to this Triton team to get them fired up here?
I think we need to just talk about our extra grit and on the line, getting our blocks. As we've seen a lot of D linemen and linebackers kind of come sort of free. They're not getting touched at all. So we got to make sure we're firing off in the trenches, getting our blocks and sticking on them, driving our feet. And we cannot get those holding penalties. We got to let them go. If their back's turned to us or the shoulder, we got to make sure to let it go. And because any sort of run play we get, we cannot make it coming back, because that'll just give more momentum to these Northwestern Blue Jays.
And if you're Triton right now, you need to ignore that scoreboard. I know that everybody's going to laugh at me and not be real. If you're Triton right now, you have to ignore it. It's like I always say on every broadcast we have, whatever deficit, whoever's trailing behind. The elephant is that scoreboard. The only way you're going to chip away is taking it one bite at a time. You need to move the ball here. You need to find a way, whether you get a touchdown on this play or not, you need to move the chains on this drive.
Exactly. I mean, you can't look at the scoreboard and just be a watcher, because you're not going to get 20 points at one time. That's not how football works. You can take one touchdown at a time, earn it back little by little. And that's what we have to do, just take our one chunk run at a time, play by play, and just forget what's happened in the past.
And try to find a way to penetrate this tough North Judson defense. And that one's going to go out the back end zone. Touchback is the call. And Triton will take over.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication from our returners. We got those three. Kind of goes in between the two of them. I think one thought the other was going to get it, and the other would lead block.
Of course, that was coming through about head height, so it's a little hard catching which way to grab it, and if you tipped it, then
yeah,
have
it makes it a
all
little
sorts
scary.
of issues.
Yeah, as slippery it is, it's hard to kind of get back to it if it bounces off of you or any sort.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to risk giving it away and putting that offense back on the field for Blue Jays.
So the Blue Jay front line, they settle in. Brookins leads his team out there in center position. Offensive line gets set. Colt Reynolds out there as an extra blocker. Going to go to Overmeyer, going to hit the hole, but the Blue Jay defense seals the gap. And if you're Triton, I mean, the big thing, like you said, we said, just got to continue to find, you got to find a way to find that formula to try to put some points up against this North Judson team.
Yeah,
because this is the kind of if you go far in the postseason play against, if you potentially could go that far, you're going to face defenses that are going to be a lot like this.
Exactly. This is where you get really challenged as an offense. We've had a lot of success and have played some teams that haven't faced this sort of pushback, and so this is where we really dig deep and find where we are as an offense.
Trying to run to that right side of the line again. Maybe no gain on the play. Third down coming up. This will be Triton's third down attempt.
They haven't had a first.
Still trying to get that first down of the game.
Right now, that might be your goal.
And you got to find some momentum. I mean, wherever you're at on the scoreboard, wherever you're at out there as an offense or what defense, whatever you're looking at, North Judson, to their credit, has all that momentum. If you're Triton, you have got to find a way to get your team willed into this one, to try to find a way to get some positive to build on, because you start with the ball in the second half.
And I agree. And we're the underdogs in this game. Everybody's been looking at North Judson to be the winner, so we have nothing to lose. We just got to come out and play our game of football.
All about execution. Overmeyer trying to find the outside. Overmeyer bouncing free, and he may have Triton's first down, and he does.
You spoke it into existence, Kenny.
Yeah, I say that now you've got that first down. You've been struggling all that time, so now you can start moving that. Just keep getting that little bit of momentum going.
And that sort of takes the deep breath. You can just let out a sigh of relief. I mean, you got there, and you know it can happen. You know that this is not some impenetrable wall, that you can move the ball along them. You just got to make sure we're playing the best of our ability, staying on our blocks like we did as soon as we got that outside. Good lead block I saw from that last play by Dante Workman.
12 yards on the gain there for Jaden Overmeyer. Trying to go with a similar look to this North Judson offense. Is Workman going to try to work on the outside? He bounces out, and North Judson stands tall and allows a short gain.
I think Brock Benson there just comes at him, sort of stands him up, pins him down.
This is a very strong tackling team. You just got to find your way.
Yeah, and I like that we're throwing a similar look to their face. I mean, get the people in motion and have some extra blockers having it all pinned in close. I mean, yeah, we're not trying to spread them out. We've got the wind against us and the rain. I mean, we don't need to throw the ball around. We just need to have these extra blockers. No need to spread it out and waste personnel.
McFarland under center. Going to go with the option play. He's going to try to keep it, and then Wilcox and I believe C.J. Sanchez closing in for the open field tackle. Third down coming up.
Hey, you can see when he could have pitched it, but
Yeah,
And that was the right decision there because McGowan would have been all over Overmeyer on the outside. Triton will take their first timeout. Braden, if you need to go down so you can get your little guys under control, you are welcome to do so, as you guys are going to get recognized during the halftime break. So stay tuned for that at halftime.
I'll take a couple more.
he doesn't want to go down and get wet yet.
Yeah, I'll stay dry for
He
just a
doesn't.
little
He
bit
doesn't
longer.
have one of the TTSN.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, you guys gotta get me
adult
geared up
jackets.
with more apparel. I'm just wearing my coach's polo.
You're still technically a rookie. You know, you haven't made it through an entire football season. You got to get some years under your belt. But I imagine we can drum something up.
It's like I'm still Russian. Yeah.
Yeah. You're still just
Working my way up.
So Triton calling a timeout. You know, Whittaker right now talking execution scene. Who wants to be here? Who wants to be that person that's going to try to move against this team that's, has done a great job from start. Everything's gone Judson's way, and rightly so.
Yeah, and like you said, who wants to be here? Because it's
No,
easy.
there's going to be no fruit snacks and juice boxes.
Nope.
But it's easy to say, like, you can stick around and get excited when we're winning like we have in the past and put up those big score deficits, but this is where you really dig deep. And as you get down and big deficit here in the first half, I mean, this is where you dig deep and find what you love about football and how hard you're really going to play, and you dig into your sort of character.
And see what you're made of here now. It's third down and 11 from their own 33. Split backfield in the backfield, kind of offset for McFarland. He's going to roll right. He's going to look to pass. Here comes the pressure. McFarland's going to have to go outside. Looking down the field, leaves one up high. He has working, but Thunder throws him. And that'll be and that third down will not be converted by the Trojans. And I believe the punt team's on their way out.
Yeah,
Well, Justin just a good job of just leaving just enough distance where it looks not quite safe enough to throw it right away, but not quite enough to just take it and hold it either, as they keep everybody there to get Ben. If he tries to just tuck it and run, he wouldn't have enough to get that gain anyway.
Overmeyer had a nice boot on the last one. Didn't on the very first kick of the game. This time, see if he can get it straightened out. Jaden, very good kicker. Patient this time pushes a nice kick end over end. It's going to take a Triton bounce to just inside the 35, about the 34 is where it will be blown dead. And that's where the Blue Jay offense will get ready to take off.
Oh, we have a flag on the field.
Oh, a flag. Oh, Orion's going to camera reset. So close your eyes for a minute. The camera's going to try to get figured out. Probably throw a graphic up if you need to, Kenny.
I don't know what she's going to. It's no.
No,
it kind of dropped off a little bit. I think you can get rid of the umbrella for
Caden, grab
a
the
minute.
umbrella. Bug this.
Bugged you?
Bugged me. That must be why they call them bugs.
I'd certainly say so.
So they're going to call the penalty, I believe, on the Blue Jays.
Let's see what it is.
So personal foul on the Blue Jays. But they're at the end of the play on the punt.
Gives them some extra yardage. Pushes them back a bit.
So inside the 20, so about their own 19-yard line. 2:30 to go before halftime. It's been a quick first half.
Yeah. Well, when you said almost get down over there, I had to lean out and look at the scoreboard. It caught me off guard.
Told you, I'm just looking out for you.
Oh, yeah. I'll get down there. He said our players don't even need to be down there until 2 minutes left. So I got a while. Better late than never.
McDaniel to throw. He's going to dial up a long ball on the far side. No one home. Pass falls incomplete.
Wind might have helped that one get down there a little farther than what he anticipated.
Yeah, it just kind of carries it.
Then from McGowan, I think there was a miscommunication on the route he was supposed to run with the official on the far side.
Tanner staying in good coverage there, making sure he's the deepest man there and turning his head a lot because as he sees the ball float away, he's making sure there's nobody deeper than him. No little trickery and catch him off guard.
They're going to run the play in 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to get going in a hurry here.
Yep, I think they just realized it.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the play clock. Gets the snap off with 1 of the second to spare for Wilcox, who bounces it outside and gets brought down. Triton with a good open field tackle brings up 3rd down.
This could be huge there. Having them in their own territory and we get a stop, get the punt about midfield or 40-yard line.
Right now, you got to keep that guy. You have to keep in front of no arm tackle. Put a body on wherever the ball goes. Keep your guy in front of you. You have a chance to do something here with 2:19 to go as he went out of bounds. So clock is stopped for the moment.
Very beneficial for Triton. Way to push him out of bounds there. And I believe we still have 2 timeouts left. Or
all three.
All 3. Oh, I forgot that was North Judson that called that.
Play action fake. Goes to McGowan. McGowan has space and Triton's going to trip him up. He's going to fall forward, but he's going to be shy of a 1st down. And the streak stops there. And a timeout for the Trojans as Coach Whittaker going to stop the clock with 4th down and short coming up. But right there, the streak stops for the Blue Jays. And Triton that time, you said the defense needs to stand tall. Right there, Judson now with their first non-3rd down conversion to be successfully converted.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we need.
It's still 6 to 7. It's still pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, nonetheless. But that's exactly what we need from Triton, just to stop them and give ourselves some chance to, as they punt it away here and leaving us two timeouts. We got plenty of time to sort of get something down the field, take a shot, put something on the scoreboard before leading into the end of the first half, where we'll get the ball starting out the second. Could be a big change in momentum here if we get this going and then start off strong in the second half as well. Never count the Trojans out, especially with Zach Whittaker at the head of the throne.
So 4th down and 1, 2:09 to go here. So Triton calls a timeout. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here. I believe Triton called a timeout. Yes.
Yep. 2.
Tim just having mark.
Yeah, Tim did mark.
It's okay. It's okay. We know.
There, we'll get him to fix it.
Oh, Kenny will get him to fix it. I wouldn't get it.
We help him out.
All right, so the Blue Jays going to go for it, and rightly so. And McDaniel converts on 4th down.
I had wondered once that timeout took place, I almost bit my tongue and was like, I know the aggressive play call, and they might just go for it.
You know, in Triton, that's their 4th down conversion allowed this year. Coming into tonight, only allowing teams 19% on those, 3 of 16 through their first 5 games. Now the clock's going to roll inside 2 minutes to go. McDaniel out of the shotgun. Grayson McDaniel goes in motion, going to try the option play left, pitches it to the outside. McDaniel spins and gets brought down in the open field. Tanner Whithoyo.
There's a good hard hit over there, kind of spun him down in an instant.
Tanner Whithoyo collecting the tackle there, didn't wrap up and made enough contact to bring him down.
That's a good takeaway we have there is we're sort of limiting this triple option to just a dual option because the pitch, they haven't made any huge gains here as we've been quick to the outside to fill that.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain on the last play. McDaniel's going to go to throw. Play action fake. Has Grayson McDaniel down the field. He collects it. And Dante Workman, the last man to brings him down on the open field.
Now Dante just had that hand up there just about ready to knock it away.
Yeah, it looks like he had almost sort of tipped it, but just can't quite hit it all the way out.
But right there, looked up enough.
A little hand fight, but reels it in.
About 42 yards on the cane. About 42 yards. McDaniel going to try the option play again to the outside. Going to try to keep a little bit of a broken play. Falls forward. About 2 or 3 yards there on the gain. And that was North Judson's 9th first down of the first half.
They're going to take a timeout to stop this clock. Trying to put another score on the board before the time strikes zero. Excuse me.
Not looking like there's too much. Just a few drips, it looks like, coming down. Not as heavy as it was earlier.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely a positive to take away. Don't have the conditions too far against us. But yeah, if I'm Coach Overmeyer, Coach Stewart, Coach Whittaker, I'm talking to them about how we've done a good job eliminating the third option in that option, and now we just have to make sure we're stopping the quarterback. We've let Brock Benson get a couple decent chunks and here and there, but it's mostly been the quarterback here that's been getting a lot of the yardage here.
And Josiah McDaniel's done an outstanding job from that quarterback position for the Blue Jays. Triton's just got to continue to stay disciplined on defense.
Because, yeah, if we're able to stop that quarterback part of the option, I mean, they may be in trouble starting the second half. Because hopefully we can get it going here on our offensive side. So
I formation in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split to the left for McDaniel. Going to send Grace McDaniel in motion. Goes outside to Wilcox. Looks a little bit of a halfback pass, and Jaden Overmeyer's going to push him out of bounds.
You definitely tell there he was eyeing downfield.
Yeah, I saw him looking up. Connor just rolled up, attacking that edge.
It's right
Makes
there.
him roll out back deeper and take a little longer to get into his progression to see who he's trying to throw to. Allows the rest of us to get to it. But, yeah, I think I'm going to head down there for the half. I'll see you guys starting the second half here.
All right, so Braden will get a break here.
See, he lucked out. If he left earlier, he would have got wet.
I've been texting, or Abby's been letting me know. She said I might come up there. So 3rd down and 14, and a flag on the play.
Yep.
As an illegal procedure on the Blue Jays. So we can bring up 3rd down and 19. So 38.5 seconds to go here before halftime. Triton will start with the ball in the second half. As we said earlier, stay tuned for our halftime recognition. We had our junior cheerleaders earlier, but the Triton, the recognition of the junior football players also out there at halftime, and I think the band's doing something, but I don't see a whole lot going out there.
I don't see too much over there, so
I don't see anybody going. So they're potentially maybe band at halftime, so stay tuned for that. We'll have stats for you to start the second half. So McDaniel goes in motion, and a flag on the play.
Let's be the
Again, and it's going to be an illegal procedure on the Blue Jays again.
Full start on the Blue Jays. 5-yard penalty. 3rd and 24 for the Blue Jays.
So how many? Because they really hadn't had too much
Nope,
here on the offensive side.
That'd be their 4th penalty. They had the one to begin this drive on the punt.
Yep.
So McDaniel gets the call. 37.5 seconds now. Benson on his left hip. McGowan split out to the left side. The near side is Staten. McDaniel's going to look left in the flag, going to try to lead Wilcox. He will. Riffle gets in there to wrap him up. Wilcox with some strong fighting to get yards, trying to go forward. It's going to be close to a first down. He's not going to convert, and a timeout for the Blue Jays.
Yep, get that stop there at 25 there. But, yeah, just the fight on his feet, just gets over there, just twists, kicks his legs, and just keeps on moving there after down that sideline. And right there just starting to wrap up. Still looking, and just that last kick and get a couple more yards.
But a good job by the Triton defense hanging on tall, or standing tall and doing their best to try to bring him down, because this physical running attack, physical play by this Blue Jays offense and defense, that was a heck of a play by Triton to really stop him short, but yet they still have 25.5 seconds trying to extend their lead, like we said, as again, Triton starts the football in the second half.
In the Triton defense there, that first 10 minutes was out there, got a little bit of a break, but yeah, they've just been out here for quite a bit of time and still doing everything they can.
And the wind, as according with Liam's weather forecast, is still yet to die down. And it will not through the entire evening. Strong winds coming into tonight with a little bit of the rain we saw there in this first half.
Last I looked, it's kind of cleared back to Warsaw now, so got a little bit of a break.
High formation now for the Blue Jays. Might look for a play-action fake here. And he's going to run to the right side. McDaniel looking downfield with his eyes. Sees McGowan, goes up high, and it's tipped up in the air, and the ball hits the ground, and the 4th down conversion is no good. Triton will get the football, turnover on downs.
How close here when that ball gets up in the air, how close it gets tipped around. Trojans almost get an interception. North Judson just off the end of his fingertips.
But if you're the Triton defense right there, you played hard and you found a way to keep them out of the end zone. This is their first drive where they did not score on a drive. So there's a lot to build on there.
Yep, they got that first down there previously. Got this stop here. So we're trying to get that momentum going, and we'll get something kind of positive here, but then coming out in that second half with the ball, hopefully we can keep it going.
It's 76 yards away from a potential score, so Triton will start, but they're going to kneel it instead. And I believe that's going to do it for the first half. Blue Jays lead 20-0. As we said, we will have the recognition of our junior football players, and we had our cheerleaders to start the game. And after halftime, we'll be back right here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Recognize our Triton Junior High football team. First, our cheerleaders. Riley Stoddard, Kinley Rao, Annie Krebaum, Brianna Lockhart, Addison Lemler, Kelsey Frick, Sophie Hogg, Isabel Hernandez, Skylar Nicholson, Jolie Stetzel, and Lexi Sellers. The cheerleading sponsor is Jessica Yoder. Managers are Bailey McAllen and Ari Arvison. Now for the football boys, number 1, Blake Morales. Number 2, Kaysen Arnett. Number 3, Rylan Stetzel. Number 4, Matthew Hernandez. Number 7, Lincoln Fear. Number 9, Channing Heckerman. Number 10, Ty Davis. Number 11, Justice Hensley. Number 18, Chase Collins. Number 20, Christopher Neer. Number 40, Tyler Payton. Number 50, Dylan Norris. Number 54, Jackson Blackford. Number 55, Jackson Ritchie. Number 57, Gavin Roberts. 58, Gavin Trusty. 61, Bentley Webb. 62, Xavier Chapman. 75, Levi Mundy. 79, Lex Mubray. And number 81, Maddox Holloway. Triton Trojan football team is coached by Mr. Jason Arvison and is assisted by Aaron Mundy, Braden Cunningham, and Dom Smith. That's your Triton Junior High football team.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's one-car, two-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the two-car garage/rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their two-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, we're in tournament time. Girls Golf Regionals coming up. And we have, a lot to look forward to. Week number 6 of football. The soccer pairing show comes up Sunday. The football pairing show comes up October 13. We are in the midst of regular season and postseason play. It's a fun time of year for everyone involved.
Buckle up, because here it comes, but boy, it's a great time of year, and so it's unbelievable as we've walked into this part of the year, and we're sitting here and we've already played 5 football games and 6 is on the docket for this weekend. I mean, the season just goes so fast, which means all of our other tournament series are right around the corner. We had several girls golfers. We had a couple shot of 65 this past weekend.
Wow.
And several sub-70 scores across the state in girls golf, shaping up to be one heck of a tournament. But 65, Coach, I would say that I don't break 65 on 9 holes, so that's 18 sometimes. Talking about my golf game here a little bit. But, yeah, we're here. We're ready to go, and we're going to continue to play and celebrate some kids along the way.
We talked about this before, but the cool thing is with the IHSA Champions Network is that all of our sports have pairing shows, and I would stack what we do production-wise, information-wise, up against anything that's done on a national level.
Yeah, I think that's right, Coach. And, you know, and it's free. It's a free show to tune in and watch. A lot of them are on Sundays, and we have the pairing shows that students get together, and they look forward to that draw. But, you know, it is an incredible value. You know, we don't, and I don't think people realize a lot that on our Champions Network at IHSATV.org, every sectional round that's broadcast, now we certainly can't broadcast all of them, but they're free to watch. And every regional round that's broadcast is also free to watch. And there's not a fee involved with watching our tournament games until we get to the semi-state or the state final games. And so we really try to provide a service to our families that want to watch contests.
Well, I think we do, and I think we do it quite well. And mentioning that, again, the pairing show for football coming up on the 13th, week number 6. Weather has been interesting this fall, Commissioner. We've had a couple of weekends that have been challenging to get games in.
It has been. And, you know, anytime that'll thunder and lightning comes out, we've got to be on the safe side and make sure that we get we keep everybody safe. And it looks like we got a little hurricane that's going to be heading up to the Midwest here this weekend. And it may be a little damp in some parts of the state this Friday night, but I don't think the severe weather is coming with that. So we get a little wet, and we're all dry out eventually, and we'll be all right.
You finished your meetings with the principals this past week. I'm curious what your thoughts were in a general sense of how all of that went. It's always good to hear from the constituents and from the people whom you serve. It's always good to have face-to-face opportunities with them.
It's always good to hear what's going on in their world, and they're more than willing to share that information with you, which is good. But, you know, one thing I take away from that is with all the changes going on nationally with the NIL and transfer portal and just it seems like it's an ever-changing world right now. Our members here in Indiana are still steadfast in their support of an education-first athletic system, and they do not believe that we should have a system here of wide-open transfers, much like the NCAA does, nor do they believe student-athletes. NIL is, in the collegiate model, is not something that they believe fits in the high school model, and I would agree with them. And so that's information that's good for us because we need to know that. And we're always going to have some folks that thinks it needs to look a little different, and I understand that and respect those opinions too. But as a membership organization, I've got to listen to what our members are saying first.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Trojan Thunder here. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me here tonight is Braden Cunningham, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Ryan. They're here for the Tri-Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSAA Champions Network as North Judson leads 20-0 after a very solid first half for the Blue Jays. But Triton, there were some things to kind of build on at the end of that first half. But they have got to find a way to move the ball on offense here.
Yeah, we got to start moving the chains, especially coming out and deferring so you get this ball here in the second half. I mean, we got to make the most of it here, especially with the wind to our backs. Hopefully come out and take a shot with throwing the football a little bit, just as North Judson did once they switched sides.
You know, and Triton on all their 5 possessions, 2 end of quarters, and 3 punts in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, North Judson doing a good job of keeping our offense off the field and keeping theirs on, and just running out that clock there in that first quarter, not letting us really to get a lot of time with it at all, and then forcing us to 3-and-outs quite a few times in a row.
Triton confused on where to go, so they were going to work into the wind. So they will have the wind to their backs to start the fourth quarter, and they'll have to work into the wind here to start the third quarter. Triton in that first half, 1 of 4 on fourth down, with 1 first down in the first half. Blue Jays with 9 first downs, 6 of 8 on third down, and they were 1 of 2 on fourth down there in the first half. So Pratke gets the okay. Workman, Overmeyer, and Vinny Prater back to return. And Overmeyer's going to take it inside the 25. Trying to find his way. Overmeyer trying to dance free. Decent return up past the 30-yard lines where Ben McFarland will lead his offense. And if you're Triton here, you need to be methodical. You're not going to get all those points back on one play. Move the chains.
Yeah, we got to stay in our blocks and create some gaps, and we got to be communicating, especially when those linebackers are showing that blitz. We got to make sure he's not coming in scot-free like we saw a couple times there in that first half. And, yeah, we got a decent return, not bad. We had a couple blocks. I'd like to see a little less dancing, and we just got to hit those holes hard downfield.
Because if you're Triton for this group here, and I know this group, we obviously cover this group, but yet we've been with this group. These are guys that are capable of playing some hard-nosed football, dropping their shoulders, as they're going to have to get it going here. 1 second on the play clock. McFarland gets it just off in time, pitches it outside to Overmeyer. Overmeyer trying to find the sideline, and is going to get brought down, I do believe, on the tackle there was number 82, Ethan Hack, as a nice gain on first down for the Trojans, with Overmeyer getting outside. And for these guys, going back to what we were saying there, this is a group that is capable of dropping their shoulder and driving through the wall. They just need to have that faith and belief in themselves to really move this football.
Exactly. We just need to remember back to all these games we played here in the past throughout the season. We've done a great job moving the chains, and we know how to do it, so it's just a matter of digging deep.
McFarland out of the shotgun, going to go to Overmeyer on the draw play, and he's going to go up maybe a yard on the gain. Third down and medium coming up.
This is a big influential third down here, so we can get our momentum starting out from this second half.
And Triton, you need to move the chains here. Only 30 seconds of play time here on this drive.
Yeah, you got to run out more clock. Cannot let North Judson have all that clock to themselves.
And North Judson, we saw them in the first quarter with 9 minutes and 52 seconds on their first drive of the ball game here, and walked right down the field. Triton needing to find a way to move the chains here on this drive. Riffle and Woodhoyle split out to the right side. Workman here on the near side, one back in the backfield. Workman's going to work across the back of the line, and Benson's going to blow through, and Brock Benson brings him down for a loss on the play. Fourth down coming up. And here comes the punt team.
And I liked that idea to start out in a little bit more of a spread to move out the Blue Jays so that they're not all stacked up there in the box like we had with that first offensive scheme. But we got to make sure we're climbing to the next level, not only getting on our blocks, as they don't have as many down linemen. They only have 3. We have a bit of advantage. We got to make sure we're climbing to the next level, getting those linebackers.
Overmeyer gets it. Here comes Sanchez, but he's going to have to get hurried. It's a worm burner across the 50, and the ball's free. Triton may have, but there's a flag on the far side of the field. Triton has the football.
See what they call before we'll get the replay snuck in here, maybe.
I'm curious what they see.
It was on the far official and along the sideline. Was it sideline? No flag on the play.
I think he more just threw it down to Mark, kind of.
Oh, yeah, maybe he grabbed the wrong thing. But yeah, it just kind of skids along. bit of a head scratcher play for the decision for the Blue Jay to try to pick it up and kind of bobbles it. And then Quintana able to just fall onto it.
And now Triton, this is where you just got a gift out there on the field. You need to do something with it here on the stride. And this is a group that needs to do that. They need to move this ball. East side limit of the tackle here on the near side. Gets set. Outside Overmeyer. The Blue Jays going to penetrate. Overmeyer trying to stop and go. And a good read there by McDaniel. The ball comes free at the end, but he was down. The official blows the play dead. And a loss on the play for the Trojans.
And that's, again, like I talked about, we're seeing people come in free on this close side. Eastside's there on that pole, so number 62 just flies in. But then we were not sealing that edge, which is what we have to do if we're going to be running. Because that is what has worked to our advantage throughout this season, getting to the edge and using our speed. But we got to make sure we're pulling fast, pulling hard, and getting on those blocks.
McFarland under center, goes outside to Vinny Prater, is trying to find the edge. Wilcox has it red, and he's going to get out free, but couldn't quite get past the line of scrimmage, and a flag on the play by the official. Not sure there's going to be a hold on the Trojans is what the signal is by the yep, hold on the Triton. Move them, then I'll move them back about 10 yards, I believe. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Looks like they're a little confused.
Still discussing a little bit.
Well, I almost saw one guy do a face mask motion, but then the other did a holding. I was confused.
I'll shed the sweatshirt, I think. So they're going to do – okay, so holding on trying that, maybe they do a penalty, maybe just – penalties declined, so – 3rd down and 18 now, so Riffle runs the play in. We'll switch to Vinny Prater, who's going to come out in a hurry. Triton's going to get going, 10 seconds on the play clock.
Rushing up to the line.
3rd down and a country mile. McFarland out of the shotgun, 2 wide receivers stacked to the left for him. Looking left, going to throw it, but he's going to get hit as he throws, and the ball falls to the field. Incomplete. And 4th down and long comes up. Here comes the punt team.
And I like that. Yeah, we have to take a shot with that deep 3rd down territory that we had, but we're just not getting any time. Battle of the trenches, North Judson's winning it right here. Those 3 down linemen using their size to their ability.
Overmeyer, nice high kick, but the wind's going to stop it like a concrete wall. It takes a Triton bounce, and it's going to roll inside the 40. It was a good high kick, but the wind said, I don't think so, and stopped the ball midair.
Yeah, and that's what I was worried about in that first punt he had, but it actually worked out and had a good little distance to it, but that time it did get killed. Almost went a little too high there.
I played in the outfield where that's happened.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a gut-wrenching moment.
Yeah, just watching the arc of it, there's probably lost at least 15, 20 yards.
Yep.
When it just got up there and just kind of held.
Yeah,
I mean, it was climbing well, but that 30-mile-an-hour gust said nope and just stopped it.
Yeah, it kind of picked it up more so that it would just hold it up there and just keep stopping it.
What's more impressive is that drone is staying put.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good. They just burn a lot of battery to do it.
Mercy sakes. 1st down and 10 from their own 37. McDaniel under center. Benson in the backfield. And McDaniel's going to keep it. McDaniel still alive. Op steps his way. McDaniel's free down the far sideline. Workman the last man to beat. And he's going to push him out of bounds, and a big gain there for the Blue Jays.
You see here on this replay. Does a good job, yeah, just holding it there on Benson for as long as possible. Takes a while to get the motion going. Hold it there, pulls it deep. Just very muddled up, hard for Trojan defense to see. Some of us had our eyes down. We're not looking up. And then great effort there by all of us to try to chase down. Luckily, Dante had the pursuit angle to push him out, save it from a 6 on the scoreboard right away.
Gets him inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Getting well over 40 on the carry. Some change there. My mouth is getting a little slow here. Grayson McDaniel goes in motion. Going to go right up the middle to Brock Benson. Benson finds his way through. Looks like Colton Reynolds and Dante Workman in on the tackle. I like when I'm at home, I can hear Tim in my headset when I miss it. You have to let your sister get out there on the mic if he's going to stand back there.
Yeah, what are you doing? You going to help out?
No. She's watching.
Yep.
I formation now for the Blue Jays. McDaniel under center. Grayson McDaniel goes in motion, and they go to Cole Wilcox, the team's leading rusher, and he'll go forward. Just shy of a first down. Talk about Wilcox's rushing numbers coming into today. Young man averages 15 yards a carry, 48 carries for 755 yards with a long of 91 on the year coming into tonight's game. Very good runner for this Blue Jays team.
See what they do here in the third down. Triton defense got to dig deep.
Daniel changing the play. It's Wilcox going motion, toss play to the outside, changing it up, and Wilcox trying to find the edge, drops his shoulder. He's got a North Judson touchdown.
It's like we got hung up here on the outside.
His third touchdown of the evening.
Takes a while to get it going again in that motion. Gets that misdirection. Almost a no call. Looks like Connor Stetzel gets a little hung up there. Could have been a holding call, just missed. Able to get around outside, and nobody left there to get him.
Now they're going to try the point for touchdown attempt. Wilcox to kick. And he's going to kick that one, and we'll split the uprights. And the Blue Jay lead extends to 27. As Triton now will return the ball, still working into the wind. 7:20 left to go here in the third quarter. A big chunk play.
Yeah, where did they start that at?
Back here on the 37.
Okay.
The 37. So hang on, I'm trying to do my math. It's bad.
I'll check it.
No, I can't do it that way.
Where'd we stop at?
Well, we got all the way down into the 9. I was trying to figure that play. I think it was like a 40. It had to be at least 48 yards or more on the carry for McDaniel set up that play on the nice quarterback
So
keeper.
he got it into the 9 off the 37?
No, he got it in to, I believe they went to the 17.
17, so.
So I think a gain of 50?
Yeah.
50. Ha, look at that. Look at that. I had to think about it. I was second guessing myself. Well, we'll get to that here in a minute. I didn't have time to look at my flashcards this week.
I need to start writing down where they're starting from, too, so I can help check.
Well, I didn't write that down. I'm doing the time of possession. You need to start doing that.
Yeah.
We'll let you do that.
Deal.
Pracky to kick. High kick. Going to drop. Workman's going to take it on the run just past the 20. Workman trying to bounce it to the far sideline. He's trying to get some space, and he'll go into the North Judson team. And Triton takes the field.
Starting at the 40, so a little 20-yard return. Yeah, I like that. I'll just start listening to your play-by-play so you catch where they started at.
There you go.
That's what I always miss. I always miss where we started at.
Triton starts from the 40 this time, their own 40. 7:14 to go here in the third. Brookins gets settled in. Whit Hoyle splits out here to the near side. Blue Jays coming up to stack the box. Have been a good job setting the edge. Or sealing it. Right there, keeping the gain short.
Probably picking up about 2, maybe 3.
So short gain on the play by Overmeyer.
Seen a lot of gang tackling, like we mentioned in the pregame, from both sides of the football.
And North Judson doing a nice job defensively on the edges. You know, Triton has to find a way to move that ball. This is this right now, whether you win or lose this football game, you need to learn how to move a ball against a very tough defense. And I think right now, you don't worry about that scoreboard. Try to figure out how to move this ball.
Yeah, I completely agree.
This group's a lot of high IQ with this group as Dante Workman tries to go outside, but C.J. Sanchez shoots the gap and brings him down for a loss.
See him just kind of jump on right through there. Like, makes a little leaping tackle for loss. Good play there by him.
And C.J. Sanchez, 6'6", 250 pounds, coming through there. It's a big dude.
Yeah, he's got that length to reach out with that dive to tackle for loss. He's able to get through there pretty easy. As they make a possession or personnel switch.
Workman out of the shotgun. Riffle goes in motion. A flag on the play. That'll be an illegal procedure on the Trojans. Who their second penalty of the third quarter, 5th of the game.
Not as many flags as we've had in some games, but still far too many.
But yet for this group here, and what I like about Whittaker's group right now, yes, you're in regular season conference on the line right now. You got 2 undefeated teams out here on the field right now. But if you're Triton, this is a team that has that ability to move the ball. They just need to find who's going to be that guy that's going to step up and shock this offense into play here. And McFarland's pass up and over Meyer. It can't adjust. Pass falls incomplete. Good defensive stand there.
See good rollout there by Ben. Stops, takes a second to get his feet set, makes a good throw there along the sideline, just can't quite turn back into it.
But a good play defensively by Hack. Didn't get his hands on him, but did a good job really just letting his presence be known as a cornerback to kind of defend that pass. But it was a good attempt by Jaden to, like you said, come back to the ball and adjust with your body mid-flight.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do. Just can't quite bring it away. And then what you don't see there on that replay is Hack waits there. Yeah, you see Jaden Overmeyer a little frustrated after that, but he waits and helps him up. Good sportsmanship there from him. As we get another rough punt, dies in the air, and falls out of sideline, put North Judson in some another plus territory.
Yeah,
that's a tough thing that happens when
you're
kicking in the
when
wind.
you're kicking the wind. That wind is rough.
Yeah.
Tonight. I mean, you saw the last play where Jaden has a lot of heat, and Jaden can get a lot of hang time with his kicks. As a punter, when that position there, you'll hear some of these guys. I mean, a punter in college or in the pros, it's very technical what they do, and on those kind of kicks, you got to try. I mean, I'm not going to say I know how to kick them, but that wind, unfortunately, really kind of just knocking those backward into Triton's face on the kicks.
Yeah, plays as a 12th defender almost.
Yep. And a big play by Benson on first down, 9 yards on the carry.
Just run it down the throat. I mean, they're firing out hard. We just have to dig deep, fire out harder. That's where that grit really comes through. That physicality mantra that we preach around here.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find it.
McDaniel going to send Grayson McDaniel in motion. Goes right back to Benson. Benson had the 9-yard carry, and he's got enough for a North Judson first down. That's their 11th first down of the ball game.
And that's really telltale of what the scoreboard we see. Wayne doing a good job of crashing down along the line of scrimmage like we talk about a lot from these outside backers.
Defensively, though, one thing you got to like what Triton has done defensively is put their body on there to try to make the tackle. I mean, you're seeing them tackle better. They're not allowing the big plays. Yeah, they've let a few of them kind of go there, especially when the wind was to the back of Judson. But yet, as Benson goes again on a McDaniel springs free, and another North Judson touchdown, this time from 29 yards out.
Yeah, we see here on the replay. Gets that little half motion again I talked about. Holds it all the way till he can't anymore and just pulls it out. Everybody kind of crashed down on Benson as he's had the big couple runs here back to back. That just is some good play calling, good reads. McDaniel knowing that, yeah, I'm going to pull it out because they're expecting Benson to have that football.
McGowan to kick. The kick is no good. That puts the score 33-0 after the big play by Josiah McDaniel running it out from 29 yards away.
Yeah, it's sort of unusual for them to ever go for that kick.
And I figured they would have went for the 2-point just to get the running clock.
But, but Judson doesn't want to quit playing tonight. I mean, that's – kudos to, it's right now Triton, okay, there's still no running clock. You have a chance to move your football here. You got to find a way to do it. Yes. I know I keep saying it, but this group here, they are capable of moving the ball. It's going to take that one guy
Yeah, and we just need to see it. And they've done it successfully plenty of times. We know we have all the skills on the field to do so, and we've played plenty of teams. We've done it. Yeah, we've had some they weren't as hard of fought games like this one where we had some bigger score deficits against them. But now this is where we really find out how good our offense is because we're playing a tough defensive team, which is exactly what we need to face coming out in these different formations and trying out different looks. I mean, we got to find out what's working, what's not, really dig deep on our blocks. This is where our front line gets bigger, especially as we head into the postseason not too long from now.
Only to North Judson's credit, this is a team that is a very good North Judson team. Triton just needs to find a way to step up here as Dante Workman takes it inside the 15th to 14, all the way up, still driving his feet. What a return by Dante Workman, trying to push his pile past the 40, and Dante Workman with a real nice return there to put the Trojans in some decent starting field position.
And that's something I can get excited about here. I mean, we're talking about that physicality like I mentioned before. This is where that's where they fired out, and they shook off what's happened in the past, and they came out, pushed the pile great, held their blocks very well. We just got to see that continue here on the offensive line and even with our skills along the edges and our lead blockers.
So Jacob Hudson goes through, so Triton starting near midfield. About 8 yards away from the 50-yard line on their own 42. Jacob Hudson splits out here to the near side. Farland goes to Vinny Prater, who goes through but brought down quickly. C.J. Sanchez in on the tackle.
Vinny Prater on the carry, brought down by Sanchez.
Flies through on that close side, just gets him from behind. They're not quite focusing on that weak side as the play's going the other way, but he's just firing off quick. He gets in there, not allowing too much time, especially as the gap was kind of muddled up on the other side anyway.
Hoyle split out here to the near side. Send Workman in motion. He's going to get on the sweep play to the near side. Stops, plants his feet, and the Blue Jays not letting Triton any breathing room on that play.
Not at all, and that's where we're seeing a lot of the scraping inside backers come and making a lot of these good plays. They're on those outside runs. We've got to be climbing to that next level, especially as we're starting out with we've got more on our line against them. Run this double tight end look.
McFarland's not going to get any time to throw. As a nice play there by Johnson, gets through the line to bring him down. 4th down coming up.
It's a tough another 3 and out, and I mean, just got to stay on those blocks. They're beating us on the physicality right now.
The wind really blowing from that far side. If you're Overmeyer, just be patient here. Don't need to rush it.
Yeah, he's had decent time there to get the kickoff. No need to stress it.
Low snap off the grass. Flag in the far backfield. Good kick. Takes a Triton bounce. Pracky going to take it off the one hop. We got a flag here on the near side. So 2 flags on the play. Triton brings him down. No really big return there. Good cover by the special teams, but a couple flags on the play. See what the calls are. Triton going back.
Flags on the play.
So legal shift by Triton. Penalty is declined. And a sideline warning against the Trojans. 2 penalties on the Trojans here.
For the Trojans. Also in the legal procedure declined by the Blue Jays. 1st and 10.
So they declined both, or?
That's what it sounds like. So that'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Hopefully come out. Triton defense just hold strong. Done an effective job, but got to stop McDaniels. He's been the biggest threat here tonight.
Gonna go to Brock Benson. as he continues to pull defenders with him on a nice gain on first down. Looks about a gain of 7.
That's where you got to know from Triton defense. First down, they're looking to give it to Brock Benson every single time to help get him some good yardage to start out so that they don't have to work too hard on that second, third down if it comes to it. So you're just thinking, hey, first down, it's probably going to Brock, and then there after that, it's probably going to be McDaniel. But always be ready for that shot, especially with the wind of their back still.
Wilcox goes in motion, going right back to Brock Benson. Colton Reynolds there to greet him. Reynolds initially makes the hit. I believe Dante Workman in on the tackle as well. Third down coming up in about, I think, 3rd down and 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little extended yard. Just got to keep fighting that grit.
Inside a minute to go here in the third quarter. 3rd down and 1. McDaniel going to keep it himself and try to fight through, and he will have a North Judson first down as they get up to the 45-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play.
Looked like Dante came up almost on like a safety sort of looking blitz. He was in there in a hurry when the ball came for the snap. I like that aggression, and some of the most downhill safeties I've seen from Triton in a while, especially with 2 of them, Ben and Dante.
Either one can get there in a hurry, as it looks like we got a water bottle package floating across the field. Team waiting on him, waiting on it. And McDaniel going to go right down. Wilcox is free, and he will go untouched all the way in for a North Judson touchdown from 45 yards away.
See here on the replay, I said you got to be ready for this shot, and he just releases, and Ben and Dante, I had said they were coming up downhill, but a little too aggressive, not making their reads first. Wilcox goes untouched just like we saw earlier in the first half.
Second passing touchdown from McDaniel to Wilcox. That's Wilcox's 4th touchdown, 3rd on the day for McDaniel. McGowan to kick. Last kick was no good. See if we can try to straighten it out here. And it will split the uprights. And the Blue Jays extend their lead as they hit the 40-point mark. So now there will be a running clock the rest of the way out as they broke past the 35.
North Judson fans traveled pretty well.
Traveled pretty well. Not many empty spots over there as the drone's going to switch sides.
Yep.
Getting the view, and we'll be switching sides.
You got to change batteries probably.
Yeah, it looks like he's bringing her down, change battery.
Like you said, it drains it out pretty quick trying to stay up there.
Yep, that wind blowing them. We need a little landing pad right out here, and we can. I could bring mine.
I don't know if I'm your guy for flying drones.
Oh, they're a piece of cake.
Well, now you say that.
No,
I had several RC cars that didn't do so well.
You know, biggest thing is these have GPS, so if you let go of it, it just sits still. You don't have to manually try to hold it where it's spot. That's why you see it just sitting still as GPS is holding right where it's supposed to be.
I see what you're saying. However, I fix things. I can drive 4 wheels, but flying things, I don't know. I might leave that to you experts with that one. Kicks the little line drive. Workman's going to take it about the 17-yard lines where he's going to try to find his way through. Drops his shoulder. Dante Workman with another nice return.
Gets him past the 40-yarder this line this time.
Nearly a, I said, where did he take off? The 17, 12? I said 12, didn't I? So either way, that'll be the end of the third quarter. The Blue Jays lead 40-0. We'll take a break. Be back for the fourth quarter here in just a bit.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right, Kenny, we got the schedule up.
Yep, so like I say here, this North Judson game, and then next week at Caston, and then back home for the senior night there, Pioneer on the 11th, and then finishing up the season down there in North Miami, which will be a new venue this year for the Trojans with that conference.
So next week's game, keep an eye on social media for if we'll be able to stream that one or not. Of course,
A lot of factors to weigh in.
A lot of factors to weigh in, of course. We'll talk about that here in just when we get a break. So running clock here for the rest of the fourth as Triton will start from their own 42-yard line. McFarland's going to go to Overmeyer, spinning his way, but Benson with a big tackle there does not allow a yard, pushes them back a yard on the play.
Like I said earlier, I mean, middle backers are the ones flying through, making a lot of these outside plays. We have that misdirection motion with Dante selling the fake very well, but Blue Jay defense not fooled and reads it. It would cause a loss of 1.
You need to mute your mic again.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's got to get the umbrella. It's just starting to get not too hard, but just getting in the right spot.
Triton with an empty set in the backfield. Going to try a quick hitter to Workman too high. A little too high for Dante. Well, then they're going to get going in a hurry here because they now, with the running clock, to see what they can do to try to move the football. 3rd down and 11 coming up.
We had the same issue here at practice today with my junior high kids trying to throw the football. Just that wind just kind of picks it up and just lets it sail over the head. Even if you're trying to throw it a little lower, it makes it very difficult.
This is a game, if you're an outfield, you're going to play a little shallow.
Yeah.
You don't play back the fence on this one.
Well, it depends.
Well, it depends.
If the wind's going to help you.
Yeah, if the wind's going to help you, you need to play a little shallow. 2 wide receivers split to either side for McFarland. Overmeyer in the backfield. He goes back to throw, leaves one up over the middle, and McDaniel's going to intercept it inside the 35. Josiah McDaniel tripped up and doesn't quite get back to the 40, and it'll be a turnover.
Yeah, there's just a sailing away, but that wind will just, like I said, have a little havoc with that ball and push it sideways if not anticipating it, because they're about 5 feet to the left. Would have made a big difference.
And our Trojans almost get a little scuffled up trying to make that tackle. Tanner and Gage. Good job to just sudden change, go make that tackle.
Well, the clock will run.
Judson will just tick away the time. No hurry to get out there.
So 1 wide receiver split to either side. Benson in the backfield. Wilcox goes in motion. Goes outside to Wilcox. Good block on the outside by Grayson McDaniel. A flag in the backfield. This could be holding and coming back as Wilcox goes out of bounds, but I believe this one coming back on a hold.
Wilcox on the carry.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep.
Connor does a good job of kind of making it aware. He's getting a little hung up there. That's what I said they need to do. Saw North Judson selling it very well. Yeah, you just got to throw your hands up when you're getting like that. Draw the attention.
Rain coming down a little bit harder than.
Yeah, it's had its spurts on and off a little bit.
So they get set there as the clock will run. McDaniel relays the plans. They will work into the wind and the rain that's now starting to come down again. And the camera's freezing up now for Orion, so we're going to go with play-by-play here. 1st down and 20 from their own 29-yard line. Grayson McDaniel works along the backside of the line. They're going to go back to Cole Wilcox at the right side of the lane. He comes back to the middle of the field. He continues to drive, and he'll be about a yard shy of a 1st down.
No, that's up to the first marker.
It's up to the first marker? Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the second. Oh, my goodness.
There it goes. It come back.
So now we're back.
When you flip that screen, it come right back.
So it's back. So 2nd down and 11. So good gain there. 8-yard gain on the play.
Good job by Gage there at the corner spot. Way to fly in. He'll make that play. As soon as you read run, your main responsibility is away. So, yeah, you just go help on the run game.
Wilcox back in motion. McDaniel's going to keep it on the read option play. He's going to try to fight forward, and now he'll be close to a 1st down. 3rd down coming up.
Brought down by Vinny Prater there. And here, we have the running clock, and we're down by a great deficit. We just got to dig deep and have that effort play. I mean, that's the big thing that Zach Whittaker is going to look at there in film is who is still giving effort, not hanging their head, being a good leader, keeping everybody going, and just giving their full effort until that clock finally strikes 0.
McDaniel under center. Lets Wilcox go across the line. Goes right back to Benson, and Benson has a first down and more. Brock Benson down the field for a North Judson first down.
And that was, again, the thing. We got a little used to McDaniel taking it, so then Brock gets a decent gain there. But that was one of the first times we've let him sort of break away from that first and second level. We've done a good job containing him. Yeah, he's gotten some yards, but he's had people all over him. That was the first time he's had, like, some actual green grass, open field a little bit, but able to chase him down. Yeah, as they're able to move the chains once again.
McDaniel. So it goes to Christensen, who's going to try to go up the field. Maddox Denny with the tackle. As Christensen on the carry. Second down, about a gain of 3 on the play.
You and Jordan are always just like a little half second off of each
Hey,
other.
you know, it's just you work with this group, you kind of know where everybody's kind of at, what they're going to do. You know, you just
got that.
It's that camaraderie up
Yeah.
there. McDaniel under center. Goes to Benson. Benson trying to fight his way through. Have a nice gain there on second down. Third down coming up.
It's amazing how he's hung up, stuck by his feet, but he always manages to just use his size, lower that shoulder, and fall forward and get an extra 2 yards every single carry, which really attributes to the way that he gets that great gain per every carry.
Well, and we talked about last night where we were talking about who he reminds you. Let me tell you, that is Mike Allstott to a T. Brock Benson. I mean, that was one of my favorite players, even though he went to a college we will not be named. However, I loved Mike Allstott. That dude, oh, man, I wanted to be Mike Allstott when I was a kid. Christensen goes in motion. They go right to Brock Benson again. Oh, excuse me, McDaniel going to hang on to it. Had me fueled again. I'll tell you what, this North Judson team can really hide that read option. That just goes to show your quarterback and how well he can disguise that and put it in the belly of the fullback and then pulling out and deciding to run.
Yeah, it's a great offensive scheme, and it's no wonder they run it, and since they run it very well. And, I mean, yeah, it's an issue for us up here to see it a lot of the time, so it's no wonder how hard it is down there on the field. And I can say from experience it is very tough, especially when Brock has that football. You're using every ounce of you to try to take him down. Plenty of times just bouncing right off of him like we see.
As McDaniel goes under center, Christensen back in motion. This time they're going to go into the backfield there. On the carry was Evan McGowan, the freshman. So if you're trying a lot of things to have to really drop before you go play Caston next week, yes, Judson came here. They got the running clock. They moved the ball well, but you did a lot of nice things well on defense. Defense, you know, eventually the floodgates are going to open. I'm a Broncos fan, trust me. Defense is always great, but sometimes the offense doesn't quite match that defensive effort. But there's a lot of things, if you're Triton, there's a lot of things to hang your hat on that you did well tonight here on defense.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the #1 team in the state. I mean, you're going to expect to have some tough offense going your way, and especially some tough defense, as they don't allow many points like we talked about. Both teams allowing less than about 10 a game. You're going to have to struggle, and you're going to face your things, especially when our defense is usually our stronger side every season. So we know our offense is going to have a little bit of a struggle, but we just got to look into next week, build on what we can build on, and especially we have some new personnel and new positions.
And right now, if you're a senior leader on this Triton team, is that we get ready to get the playback under center here. As Christensen under center, he's going to give it up the middle. But you go back and what you build off of, you know, there was a saying that, you know, my grandpa used to tell me, he says, you know, you're going to get knocked off the horse. But what's going to matter is not the fact you got knocked off the horse. You cannot focus that you got knocked off the horse. It's how you dust yourself back up and get back on that horse to improve, to go back to the next, to take your next attempt. That's what's going to make this team. And these guys here have that mental fortitude. They just got to dig deep this week, go back to work, and try to build on what they are capable of doing here the rest of the way out.
Exactly. And, yeah, then here we'll let the play run out here. They sort of get a little audible call.
2:15, 3 seconds on the play clock now for Christensen. Triton showing blitz. Going to go to Aiden Christensen, who goes up the field. I think he's going to have a first down, and he's got it.
But, yeah, back to what we were talking about is that's why Whittaker, playing as a player for him, he's always preaching that. Like I talked about, yeah, you have those things happen. You cannot hang your head, and he's always looking for that effort because he cares about how you get back on that horse after getting knocked off. And he's going to look at, yeah, you make some mistakes, but you're not going to just stop giving effort or hang your head, stare at the scoreboard. You need to still be giving all of your effort as much as you have every single play because that's what really makes a championship team. Every championship team, they're going to face their struggles, have some losses, but it's about how they come back and just have that next play mentality that they always preach.
So trying to send in their second team offense. And this is an offense that's capable. This is a group that's going to regroup, try to figure out what that formula is to move the ball. Tonight, it didn't quite get there. You were able to do it a couple different times as Triton takes the timeout. They were able to move the ball a couple different times, but yet, yes, this week, short-term memory. After tonight, move forward, watch film tomorrow morning, get back in the weight room, get back on the field for practice, find that formula, find that little bit of that, or that little bit of rhythm you have to get back in. So, because the season's not over tonight. You got to find a way to build as you get ready for this final season push here.
And I like that this game happened at the point in the season it did because, yeah, the film session tomorrow will honestly be the most helpful thing they've had all season because now they've faced a great defensive team and offensive team, but great defense especially because that offense has struggled. And they'll be able to really see what is not working when they're playing that good team that's making the good reads, jumping on the things, figuring out where they're kind of going, and when we're not holding on our blocks and things like that. That's really what we need to be able to see and what we haven't when we've had those teams where we've had bigger wins where you don't have to look quite as closely at what's going wrong because you've had a lot of success. But now as you have a little more struggle, that's where you can learn a lot more. You learn a lot more from mistakes than success.
1st and 10 from their own 16, minute 10 to go in the ball game. Riffle under center. Going to go to Ryder Gayhart, and Ryder's going to get stopped at the line. So the Blue Jays are going to stay undefeated here on the season, improve to 6-0, 4-0 in conference play. Triton will fall to 4-2 on the year. As this series dating back to 1985, the Blue Jays now lead 10-4 after this win here this evening. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play for the previous one. Gonna go outside, Gayhart trying to come back in. He's going to get hit hard. Right idea, just couldn't quite get freed up on a big tackle there from Elijah Allen.
Asen Harper kind of holding him up there first. He's holding the nail like you always like to say. Pins him up, and then, yeah, he gets a hard hit, but he hops right back up. He's a tough player.
And that's going to do it here as the Blue Jays are going to win 40-0. And Triton, like I said, next week will be at Caston. The Blue Jays will go in back home for a 2-game homestand as they'll welcome in the Winamac Warriors and the Caston Comets in the next 2 weeks. We'll be back here in a couple weeks and for Pioneer. Before we hang up, though, I promised her I would say something. I'm sure if nobody has known that my daughter Danny had got some rough news on Wednesday with her with some of the surgery she has coming up, where she has a very major surgery that's going to be expedited. She will have next Thursday. And I know from everybody here on the team and everybody in this area, Danny, let me tell you, you're one tough kid, and you know you're going to grab her by the ears again and kick it in the teeth and show that tumor once again that you mean boss. And Danny's tough, but any prayers or anything is extra much appreciated for us. And as it's going to be a long another long stand for her the next coming year.
Yep, next week will be a rough week for your family.
So, and if you need to keep any updates or anything, Michelle wanted me to let everybody know. You can follow us on Facebook at Michelle and Andy O'Hara on Facebook. She will try to update as much as possible. But with that being said, we're going to hang it up here from the Trojan Tundra. And until next time, remember the Trojan way.